I'd like to call the July meeting of the Edison Public Library Board to order at 7:00 p.m. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As required by the Open Public Meetings Act, and JSA 10:1, adequate notice of the meeting has been provided to the public by notices given to the Home News Tribune, Star Ledger, News India Times, posted on the Edison Public Library website, and bulletin board, and given to the Township Clerk's office. Mr. Clement, please roll call.
Ms. Singh,
Yes.
Mr. Patel. Yeah, you're right. Ms. Kabani,
Yes.
Ms. Mead,
Yes.
Ms. Pam,
Yes.
Ms. Leary,
Yes.
Mr. Romano.
Yes.
And Mr. DiBasqua.
Yes. All right, we're gonna have a resolution to approve the minutes.
Minutes of the Edison Township Library Board of Trustees meeting of June 17, 2025. Present, Pallavi Kabadi, Shreyans Patel, Jyoti Mukola, Fiona Mead, Rinki Singh, Katrina Leary, joined at 7:20 p.m. Absent, Joseph Romano, excused. Anthony DiPasquale, excused. Also present, Joseph Pounded, Board Attorney, Alan Feynman, Library Director, Deborah Sar, Assistant Director, Amanda Coyle, Administrative Operations Manager, Terry Race, Library Administration. The Vice President called the meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. She led the salute to the flag, and the open public meeting statement was read. Roll call taken. On motion and second, the minutes of the regular open session of May 13, 2025 were approved. On motion and second, the minutes of the regular closed session of May 13, 2025 were approved. On motion and second, the bill list dated June 17, 2025 was approved. On motion and second, the meeting was adjourned at 7:40 p.m. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
30-minute meeting. Really? My God.
The last one we weren't at. We should both leave. Let's go.
Have you ever seen it? I'm sorry.
It's fine.
We had a 20-minute meeting once.
Yeah.
All right, well, we can do that quickly. All right, do I have a motion to approve the minutes? Motion to approve. Second? Roll call, please.
Ms. Singh,
Yes.
Ms. Kabadi,
Yes.
Ms. Pam,
Yes.
Ms. Mead,
I just have one thing, the way it's written, it looks like, Joe and Tony were, had voted for the May minutes, their names in parentheses. Am I reading it wrong? Yeah,
it looks like it's semicolon absent. Romano DiPasquale,
Yeah.
the last name says absent, Romano DiPasquale.
okay,
On
because,
the end of each goes.
no, because on
paragraph.
motion and second, it says Romano Kabadi.
Oh,
On motion and second, Patel Kabadi. And on motion and second, Romano Kabadi.
ah. Okay.
I didn't read that part.
I know, but, so,
Okay.
I just, I approve. of
We'll make
that
those
being amended.
corrections. Okay.
Ms. Leary.
Should take a motion to approve the, as amended.
Ah.
That was, yeah.
Okay, motion to approve the amendment to that, to the minutes, motion, so, second,
Second.
roll call, so we have roll call, or just,
You could do it.
everybody, aye?
Aye.
I think again, say I have to say.
Any abstentions?
It says present.
All right, so, we need to vote on the minutes, though, did you call everybody?
No, you're good.
Oh, we called everybody? I
You
just wanna make sure.
did.
All right. All right, we're gonna move forward to the financial reports, finally, quickly.
I'm sorry, but nothing significant in the financial report. The bill exceedingly, small and short this month. I do apologize. We can do $500,000 on whenever you like. But basically, the, general, nothing unusual in any of this. And the total comes out to $131,011.83, in which we would ask the board to approve.
Anybody have any questions?
I have one about the professional services. The professional services, I just wanted to know we budgeted for 250,000 and we spent around 600. I just wanted to know.
All the construction costs actually end up in that.
Okay,
Instead of, that the way they got coded, instead of the last two things on the admins that have the two things for capital, those were really intended for more for furniture, and all the professional things of all the contractors for both buildings end up in that professional, that's why. We have the auditor coming in on the 16th, so I'm gonna talk to him whether he thinks we should do something with the revenue accounts. And we can't take out that, but probably for next year moving forward, it should be since we have the two capital for the Capital Main and Capital North, we probably should have had revenues under that. And as we transferred the money in each month, from the other bank accounts, it probably should have been reflected there. So I'm gonna ask him what he thinks is the best way for us moving forward. In the past, he hasn't said anything. He goes through that line anyway and splits it out and creates it as capital. So, when they come in, we'll ask them what's the best way to do it. That's why that looks like it's $1 zillion.
Yeah.
It's not all on fees and all that other stuff. It's all on the construction.
Anybody else?
Question, Hollander Electric on the bill list, electrical repairs, what was that in reference to?
Hollander, I know for this building, what he was doing was he replaced lights. He also put a light outside so that it could reflect on the flag. And the main library, we have removed the paper towel dispensers in the two public bathrooms and replaced them with the exact air dryers that we have in the new bathrooms that are being made. So all of those air dryers will be the same. We're hoping that will keep the bathroom cleaner and also will cause some of our visitors to stuff the entire toilets with wads of paper towels down. So that's what Hollander has done for us this past 6-7 weeks. Yeah.
Sounds like an improvement.
Well, we're hoping, we were having things flushed down the toilet. Yeah, I mean, this is going on for 4 years and it's like, okay. So it's like, all right, but pull them out. The new ones won't have towel dispensers in it anymore. Everything will just be air dryers.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes.
So with all the construction that's going on at North, has there been a reduction in the bills? Electric, cable, or
Well,
for internet and everything?
The internet cable bill is for the temporary location.
Okay,
We have to keep the electric on.
all
We
right,
have to keep the gas on and we have to keep the water on in the old building. So we still have to pay for all of those. That doesn't come off.
all right.
That's our responsibility to keep that going.
But would there be a reduction? You're just.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
because we're not running AC. There's no
Okay.
AC units running,
All
for
right, just
example.
wanna make sure.
Yeah, the water is the water. It's the same thing every month. It's the same thing sitting up there in the sprinkler system.
Okay.
The internet there's no internet at Old North. It's in the temporary building.
Okay.
And in the temporary building, we don't pay any utilities. We're only paying for the rent and we're paying for internet. So that's all in our monthly lease charge.
Anybody else? Okay, do I have a motion to approve financial reports?
Second,
Roll call please.
Ms. Singh,
yes.
Ms. Kabadi,
Yes.
Miss Pam,
Yes.
I'm gonna work on this, you and I will. Miss Mead, Ms. Leary,
Yes.
Mr. Romano.
Yes.
Mr. Di Pasquale,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the directors and assistant directors report.
Deborah, you wanna start?
Sure, I see though that you have a lot of the summer reading stuff. Anyway, so, we're in the summer reading program. Events have started. We had a kickoff at each of the branches that included a shaved ice truck. I believe that is happening tomorrow with the bookmobile, where the ice truck is coming along with the bookmobile to different stops. So that's in full swing now, which is very exciting, and we have been incredibly busy. Even North has had a huge uptick. We also have the return of the audio box books, which are someone reading, what's the word? Anyway, reading the story and then kids can listen to it at the same time and read along. So that's exciting because those have always been very popular. We met with someone about the website redesign to meet the compliance requirements for, I believe, 2026, and that was a really interesting, informative meeting. We're doing the 6-month check-ins with the employees. We have 2 new part-time employees. One is a part-time librarian named Ruby. She works full-time at the South River Public Library and is for night shift. And the other one is Shan Ming, who worked with us previously. She was the head of IT. So she's come back to work with us part-time, which is great. They're both wonderful assets. And finally, one more thing. We have the English language learner classes are on a break right now. They should be starting up in September, but the conversation group is going quite well. Very, very well. They're outside my office, so I always know it's all very busy. And then the last thing is that this is the last month that we will have Robbie Robbins here, the head of buildings and grant. Been here about a decade, I believe, and we just really want to thank you for your service. And so the 23rd will be his last day. We'll have a cake. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much, thank you. I'm gonna see.
We'll love retirement.
You'll be back to that. Without all of them.
I think my report covered most of the highlights, of these past couple of weeks. I asked Alia, who chairs the summer reading committee, this morning, so, we're doing really super. We have about, 500 people registered so far in all the 3 branches and the bookmobile for summer reading. That's way ahead of what we usually have. And we really, this year, had a really successful sort of fundraising. A lot of local organizations and companies provided gifts for us, prizes. Besides the 2 major ones by the Friends of the Library and the Foundation. So they did a good year. It's been hot, which means we've been cool. We have not closed for any of the heat days. And the libraries have really been busy. I think the main, when you see each of the 3 libraries, the main library is still the one that people do come in. The minute we open at 9:30, they find a place, they sit, they bring their laptops, they stay here the whole day, they work. North is still, as it always was, get my hold and leave. That's what people want there. And Clara, I'm gonna say, is a little bit of a mix. Robbie was talking to a young lady upstairs who, he said, "Oh, you're still here?" And she said, "Yeah, I come here, it's a nice quiet place, I can do my work. And you know, every time I look at the cameras and the buildings, always people in this building. And so, I think we continue to grow. The bookmobiles have both had some mechanical issues. We'll finally get everything back on the road next week, because we'll get the other one back tomorrow. So, we're doing what we're supposed to do, basically, is provide the residents of Edison with the best library service they can, given our budget limitations, so. Doing a pretty good job, no complaints. Well, it's kind of nice to have, the opportunity to speak. When I go out on the floor with our public, they're just very happy, that the library's here for what we do, so. As director and as the board, all of us take responsibility when things go right, and all of us take some responsibility when things go wrong. But, so far things have been going right, so, guess that's basically about it from our end, right?
Can I just get give us an update on the function of, work and?
Okay, I'll basically repeat what I have in my, report. North is going, gangbusters. They've been working on the roof, the inside is all gutted. We'll see where they are, Thursday's, construction meeting. They're, basically what you learn from, these construction projects in CAT and so will Jono. The construction companies would like to get finished sooner than later, so, I think in this guy's head, he's gonna be finished by the end of August, but they still have a year to go.
Right.
At least, so, but it's good. The main library, we're now back on target. We expect that, the plumbing issues, the plumbers will be in next week, to start working on, the bathrooms and the pipes. That has pushed everything back, and so, Stan as always. We had originally thought, given the original dates, that they would be through by the end of July. And that we would have about August, first 2 weeks in September to get everything done. I would probably say add 2 months from where we are now, so, I'm gonna say, hopefully they could finish by the second week in February, actual construction. And then we need about a month or 6 weeks to get the main library back to where it is. And we have no plans on closing while we move things around and we move things in.
3 months, ever? 2 months from now?
You said February.
You said February.
Oh, I'm sorry, no, 2 months.
September, right?
Oh, yeah, September. No. Because there's 3 parts.
Right.
Firstly, all of the things that are in storage that were from the children's room have to be, brought back. The shelving has to put in, the boxes have to be open to books. Then the children's material from upstairs, has to be brought downstairs. And the third piece of that is the adult material and the adult shelving that's in storage has to come back. So, it's 3 different, it's kind of like moving 3 times in order to keep, the library open. Even if we closed, we still would have to be doing this for weeks. So we were able to manage when we moved upstairs and downstairs for only a couple of days. And I think that might be the worst if they are dumping all this stuff and there's no place for people to go. So, we're waiting next week probably. We'll meet with the, architect again for upstairs. Kevin and I were looking at, if we put the vestibule in, we need to move the computers and the, copy machine and whatever, and we came up with a resolve for that. We're gonna be shifting some of the stuff where the DVDs are, we'll move those around, and we'll just move that to the other end, because there are plugs there, and we'll be able to get, we already have, we have to have internet because we've got the OPAC on the internet, so, that will be moving as soon as we can, get that started. Hopefully the project won't be that much that we'll have to go out to bid, but we'll see, yeah. So those are the three big pieces, and, we started to look at, replacing, Big Shark. I did not name this is staff named it, you know, Shark and Baby Shark.
Moby.
Moby. And so, we're starting the process of replacing Moby, because we know it's gonna be at least 18 months to 2 years for a new Moby. So, it's all moving, so.
Right, thank you.
Could do one thing at a time.
So the one thing that I just want to say is for Clara Barton, we did get two designs for the upstairs front entrance. So we're looking at that. Alan's gonna talk with the architect about possible changes. We'll see how that goes. I'm hoping by the August meeting, we could have a design that we can show everybody and see if anybody has any comments on that, and if we need any changes. And then, you know, we can get that approved and we can move on that as soon as possible and get that moving for the first, you know, phase of upgrading Clara Barton. And once we get that, we'll kind of see where we're gonna be inside, you know, we're looking at, we might just need a furniture designer to come in and say, hey, you know, this is what you need to change. We might need some little construction. We're not sure yet. That'll be that, you know, once we talk to the architect and the designer, we'll figure out what else we need for that. So, you know, besides North and Main, we definitely are gonna be moving on Clara Barton, as we've said from January, so. So yeah, no, I think there are a lot of exciting things are happening. I want to personally thank Ellen and Deborah and the rest of the staff, and you guys do, I mean, 500 registrations, that's fantastic.
That's big,
You know,
for us.
We're serving the purpose for the residents. So that's definitely amazing.
And if I could say,
Sure.
Michael brought extra copies of these, I'll make sure. You can, all of you can join the summer reading and you can win prizes. Everything is done anonymously, so even when we pull the winners, it could be you.
Oh.
But please tell your friends, if you've got kids, make sure that they're registered for summer reading. And you know, this is the busiest time of the year for us, basically when the schools are closed. And so, for us, this is, you know, just great, and this is when we have a chance to interact with more people than any time. Our next outreach thing will be August 5th. We'll be at National Night Out with either Moby or with Little Shark. I'm not sure.
Both.
Both. And you'll be able to use your card, register, borrow books, register for summer reading, and do all that stuff.
And get tchotchkes. Come see me.
All right, great, thank you. So committees, we do not have any committees meet. Any unfinished business? Okay, so we're gonna move to public comments. Okay, during the open portion of its meetings, the library board provides the public with an opportunity to offer comments regarding matters pertaining to the library pursuant to provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act and JSA 10:4-12. The board is entitled to permit, regulate, or prohibit public participation in its meetings. Each speaker will have a maximum of 4 minutes to speak and should limit comments to matters pertaining to the library. The speaker will be directed to conclude the remarks once the speaker's time has expired. A speaker may not speak for more than once during the same public comment period. No time may be yielded to a speaker by another. Speakers are asked to begin their remarks by stating their name and address. Board members are not obligated to answer impromptu questions or address remarks from members of the public during the public comment period. Speakers should expect the board to refrain from engaging in a dialogue and except to the extent necessary to clarify the speaker's comments. The allotted time for speaking is the only method to address the board during the public comment period. The board will not entertain questions or comments called out from the audience. When appropriate, the board may refer inquiries and items brought up during the public comment to the director or other staff for follow-up. Speakers and members of the public should at all times maintain proper decorum and shall make their comments in a civil manner. Do we have any comments? Yes, that's.
Dr. Nasser, Pleasant Avenue. I have a question about the temporary north building. Do we know what the terms are on the lease? Is it a year? Can it go month to month? Do we know how much we're paying? And the other question I have is, how are we paying, like, under what part of the library budget are we paying that by?
Joe is part of it. Yeah, if you look at the bill list, you'll see it's written there. It's $5,000 a month. We took it was more like a 14-month lease. It gave us a month free. And it is open for us to be there for as long as we need to, on a month-to-month basis. Truthfully, they'd love to have us there forever. We pay every month on time. The check goes out. And I would have to double check to see where that's coming out of, but, basically, we allocate that out of our North Edison monies as part of the North Edison project, which is, if you look at the financials, has a little over $3 million in it. We transfer that money back to operating, so it's coming out of that to pay for the thing. But I can check to see what budget line he actually takes it out of. I really don't know without running the report.
Okay. So the North Library, you said was projected to be sometime next year. It was supposed to be done, correct? I guess at 14 months would be what's projected or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Has the circulation of the temporary North branch increased? I know that we were talking about people don't know that's there, so I'm just wondering if people have found out that it exists now.
We're busier, but we're certainly not, we're half of what it would be, but that's to be expected. You don't have the space for people in the same way that North did. People are finding it. They're taking books out. People are using the computers. People are studying there. I'm not sure how much more. What would be wonderful is that members of the Friends could help us promote that by letting their friends know that North is there and is open 6 days a week, 59, 60 hours a week, just like Clara Barton. The only difference between the hours of North and the hours of the main library is that they're not open Sundays. But I think people are gonna find what they find. And as I mentioned earlier, people there come to pick up their holds. They're not hanging out like they would after school. Obviously, school's not in session. So it's a different pattern. We've done mostly children's programs.
Can I just interrupt, because I see I have 30 seconds left, so I don't want to go over time. So the last thing it's fine, okay. All right, so continue then. I'll object.
I mean, our children's programs are all really very, very successful there. So people come to what they want. So when we have a program, they come, they take out a couple of books, they leave, they're not staying. There isn't that big choice to browse. You've got, a couple of thousand books instead of, 80,000 books. So you've got a smaller collection, but it's basically always been a Holds library.
Okay, and the final thought that I had, I know you're working on the front of the library here to try to open it up. A thought just came to my mind as well, but I don't know if this is something that can be done. Can we add more spots like in the front somehow? We take away the sidewalk potentially and reroute it or something. I could talk to afterwards,
Mhm.
but I have to look at how much land there is, because I could potentially add some spots there too. But the other thought that I had was, this area back here, I've walked in there, it seems like it's wasted space. Is there any chance that this can be lessened in space? I know it's got the utilities there, but I think if this is redone, this meeting room can become larger,
To make this room
bigger.
bigger. We could talk to him, yeah. I mean, that's when we talk to Dominic and, not Dominic, what's his name? Anthony, we talk to Anthony, my name. When I talk to Anthony and the designer and stuff, we're gonna talk about the whole library. So, yeah, if we can make more space and a bigger, but yeah, no, those are great ideas. And the other thing I just wanna say about that temporary space, because there's no definite lease or anything like that, me and Alan, in the beginning, we're talking about even when North is done, because the lease is $5,000, which is very inexpensive for where we're at, we might just continue to hold on to that and use it for, you know, whatever, ESL or other things that the library can provide in another location. You know, so if that can fit in our budget and we can offer more to the residents, you know, that's something that we would like to investigate. I think that would be it's a great location. Like I said, we have a great relationship with the management, and, you know, so that's something that we really want to look into once we get to that point, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Anybody else? Yes, sorry.
You're okay. Sarah Nasser, Pleasant Avenue. I have four questions that I wanted to ask.
Sure.
First is with the Old North building closed and the New North building, I'm gonna call them Old North and New North. There were supposed to be signs that I think like flew away or something like that from the Old North, and we were gonna have a larger banner that gave more direction. Was that completed?
We have two banners up. Actually, we have 6 banners because we have 2 on each side. One was the banner that we put up that Tony and I actually officially put up ourselves with the thanks of DPW about what, 6-8 weeks ago? Longer than that. Thanks to the staff, Robbie and Tyler, last week put up the new banners that Michael had designed that shows a picture of what the new building will look like. So there are 6 banners now on the fences, 2 on Liberty, 2 on Library, 2 on Grove, and 2 on whatever that street is.
The triangle.
The triangle. So no matter which way you go, yes, so
People
that
should know what's happening.
That's great. Do we have the new sign at New North? Because in the main thing, we were gonna ask the landlord to see if we can put in a little blurb or
Yeah, it's
something.
there.
It's in there. Did we get the extras? We didn't get the banner yet.
No,
We're still working on it. We did get the sign in there. We're gonna work on a banner. We got permission to be able to get a banner also to put there. So that's the other thing, yeah.
So when we close the Old North building, one of the things that we had said is that we're not gonna decrease the number of programs that we have, and that, you know, the programs we're gonna be, you know, some that can still be done at the New North, we're gonna be done at the New North, and then some are gonna be transferred over to Clara, some are gonna be transferred over to Maine. Has that transfer actually happened? Do we still have the same number of programs that we would have had if we had had Old North coming through?
I'm gonna say this, have you looked at the calendar for July? It is now on 2 separate sheets. One is 8.5 by 14 that has Maine, Clara, North, and all the virtual programs on it. The other one, because we had so many programs, have our digital literacy, like our computer classes, our literacy classes, some other STEM and STEAM classes. So we've outgrown even that 8.5 by 11 2-sided sheet. We've really, for summer, we probably do 25% more programs everywhere. That's what we are. It's fabulous. And we also, Michael also did for Clara, it's is it one side, Michael, or 2-sided? We blew up 2-sided just for Clara alone. They now have their own calendar that they can just put out and people can grab. It includes Clara and includes all the virtual programs, which obviously are open to everyone. And truthfully, a lot of libraries are moving to more and more virtual. Because people like, oh, it's 5 to 7, I can go watch this program kind of stuff. And so there's a couple of new offerings, virtual, the way everyone's going. We're also hoping as we upgrade our equipment, we'll be able to do broadcasting. So at some point, we'll be able to do hybrid programs so that they'll be able to be here live and they will be given the performers permission, be able to broadcast it virtually. So Maine will be the first one when we get the new equipment in there, both upstairs and down. We know that we'll be able to broadcast, obviously, our own staff doing programs, such as story times and that like that. But it will have to be presented by presenter to see, can we do this hybrid? So we're moving into 2025, I guess.
I feel like I'm asking these questions to have you knock it out of the park with me.
And I'll give you your dollar later.
Two more points. The stairs that we were talking about potentially being able to use to come down from the Highland. Is that something that's still in progress?
So
or-
I'm still trying to find out who owns those stairs.
Whether
That's
it's like,
been, so it's I don't know who to get in touch with. I've tried people in the township that might know the people. I've emailed them at their website and there has been no communication whatsoever.
maybe we can make a field trip and knock on the door.
Sorry, didn't you speak to Pat about that? He told me that you and him were in touch about the one.
Yeah,
Pat
but we
is-
never got in touch with anybody from the temple itself.
Yeah.
Now, that's the question. I
Yeah.
checked with the township.
Well,
I
just
checked
because you
with
couldn't
Pat.
even talk to the township.
Oh,
wanted to
no,
make sure
no,
that
no,
we
no,
got back
yeah,
to
no,
you,
no, I
that's
checked,
all.
I did talk to Pat, yeah, so, it's
With the
still,
path
I
that
mean,
Progress?
wasn't usable.
yeah, I mean, it's a, you know, I mean, I don't see anybody actually there ever, there's a cars there, right, I don't, but, you know, so I mean, I'm not gonna say use it, but there's stairs there, but, you know, it's still something that, you know, we're gonna still look into. I just can't find, like I said, I don't even think they use it, so I don't even know who, you know, I can contact, so I'm still working on that.
Yeah, and I would love to see us, as we start to look at what we're gonna do in the fall with both vehicles. I know when I go home, that there are always kids playing in that park. They're playing basketball or whatever. I mean, I would love to see maybe the bookmobile stop at the park and do something. So you know, as we start to plan, the fall, I mean, maybe no one will show, maybe if we do something that the kids really find interesting, we can attract them to the bookmobile and get that started there. But I know that I do see kids in the park almost every time I go home, on Grandview. So that's another potential up there, and maybe some of the homeowners. And we know some of the people that live up there that might help us, promote, some of this as well. So that would be a great way to start, doing that in the fall.
Right, and I know I'm way past my time, but I'm gonna ask my question anyway. The last question that I have is actually for Kat and for Tony B.
Sure.
With the fall festival that we normally do in Clara, one of the things that, like, during the community conversations that we had was potentially doing a book sale or like a restaurant, like, discount thing within that fall festival. Are we still on track to have the fall festival here in Clara?
Yeah.
So is this something that we can partner together with the friends and with the library to have that book sale as a part of it, potentially have it at Clara, depending on, you know, obviously not having it out in the open there. And then if the vendors that come through there, just having like a little blurb saying, hey, if you have a library card, maybe you get 5% off or whatever it is that's coming through. So it's getting, I mean, it's July, but October is gonna be here and like pretty soon. So we would like to get started to make this happen.
If I can.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I can give you my contact, I don't know. if you want it.
Yeah,
But I'll give it to
I was just saying,
you.
can you guys connect on that?
Yeah,
And then,
yeah, and then I'll
she
put
knows
you
where I
in
live.
the rec
now?
department too and see how we can coordinate that. Okay.
yeah, cause that'd be great. Yeah.
Are we having a rain date this year? Cause
I'll
I'm
follow
sorry,
up.
I didn't have the last.
are we having a rain date this year? Cause the
Oh.
last couple of times there's you know, one was canceled and then one was during the rain, so there's gonna be the trend, potentially to have a rain date. Okay, that's all the questions
Great,
I had, thank you.
and, I will just say, if you guys, anybody knows how we can get in touch with somebody at that temple there, I'll call it, like, I'll do the legwork for it. I just don't know. If you see somebody there, maybe you can go up to them and ask them, you know, yes,
If I may, so Tina Thompson, 92 Third Street.
yes.
So I do walk a lot and I
Right.
walk up Pleasant, and I know Tony at the top of the street talks to them. So you're looking to contact them so that the kids could use those stairs from Grandview?
Basically, that would be the best option. We just want to get their permission to use their stairs that they own. That's their property. We did find out. And I think, I don't know if you were at that other meeting, but when DPW came by to look at that wooded area, it was not a safe place for us to try to
Agreed.
do anything. I even asked, can we build steps down there? Like, we tried to look at ideas and that just is not safe.
And then I
So-
have a request, please, because I know a lot of us seniors come in and use the library for all sorts of different things. Like I'm in here talking to the librarians 2 or 3 times a day, and I am still fearful of losing this library as a library. So could we get a people counter out there? Because there's a lot of traffic that comes in and out of Clara Barton and doesn't necessarily grab a book. You know, like I said, I know I come in, talk to the librarians, they help me find a book or they help me put some. So I'm just, and I know I've been to
Yeah,
the
no,
Friends
sure.
Library,
No, that's fine.
a Friends meeting,
Yeah.
and I've been assured it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But there's also been conversation of taking this lower level, turning it into a STEM program and moving all the books upstairs. We have a very small amount of books to choose from, so if that were to happen, we'd have even less titles upstairs. So again, I'm asking for a people counter, because I know there's a lot of traffic that comes in and out of here during the day or evenings or weekends. I don't know what, there was one there, it stopped working,
We're actually, what was there was old fashioned technology.
but it was something.
I know. And so rather than invest in old fashioned technology again,
Right,
we have been looking at something that we're really excited about. That is, we can try Kevin here first rather than Maine. It counts people when it comes in. It can tell us whether it's adult or children. It also tells us where they go in the building so that we know, okay, 70% of the people stay down here to check out a children's book. 30% of people go upstairs. And also we have to put it on, of course, on both doors, because we'll have both doors. And it will do a counter for us here. So it might be easier for us to start it here than doing it in Maine. But we've already looked at that technology. It's really exciting because it gives us real reports of how people are using the space rather than just a number when someone like.
yeah.
How soon are we, I'm
And
sorry.
then, I'm sorry, go ahead.
How soon are we?
I
able
would
to
say
get
we
that?
probably, but give it a month. I've talked to the gentleman twice.
Okay,
Kevin hasn't talked to him yet. And I think since he's gonna have to put all this stuff together, he's the one who needs to talk to him.
yeah, I
I
mean,
would say by the end of the summer,
That'd be
it should
great.
be here. It's not, that's why if we started here, it's an easier. At this point, we only have 2 places. We don't have the doors upstairs. So, or even if we started with 1 and then we added the other 2, we can get it started and it would be a good test for us.
yeah, I think the sooner the better. Would be great to get that in.
And then I know also at one of the Friends meetings that we had, I know at the municipal center, there was an art gallery. And I understand that North is getting an art gallery. And if we're having an architect come in and re-look at the space, would we be able to get some of that artwork or have places in the library open to the local residents to hang their artwork?
Right.
If, you know, if.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's another option we have. We, when we do that, can we have spaces for the art in here? How, either on the walls or so.
Society, that's
However,
the town
yeah,
hall,
however they
whatever.
do it. Yeah, no, that's another place, because it's, we want to be able to give the options to everybody, at each library. So no, that's another great idea that we'll definitely
And
consider.
I think each library has a different feel.
Agree.
Right,
And each library has a different function in a way. And, you know, you can't make cookie cutters. They're all, this one probably, because of the close-knit community, is the one that we get the most feedback about, obviously. And so, our goal is to make this what the community wants. And it doesn't make a difference whether we do an art gallery or we do, with this or that.
Right.
It's what we get the feeling of the community. It's your library, it's not ours. We're just the custodians, to make sure that everything on the ship goes in the right direction, but it's not our library. That's how I view it. I'm here to make sure it's the best library that this whole neighborhood can get. And, yeah, it took a little while for us to get here, but we're getting there.
Right.
Clearly, the fact that even the board's meeting here every other month is
I
an
appreciate that,
indication.
because I hate going to May.
The whole point is.
At night, yeah, I hate going down 27.
People in the neighborhood could come by.
Right.
And say whatever they want, or even see what the board does, or meet some of the library staff that they may not see if they go to the other.
Yeah.
Library.
And I think, Alan, you had a great idea. That park at the top of Third, top of Grandview.
Yeah.
Is always filled with kids after school. That'd be a great place to park the bookmobile.
Yeah, I mean-
Periodically.
Even if we
'Cause I
put the
really
ice
wonder-
cream truck, Mary.
What's that?
We'll bring the ice cream truck.
There you go. All right, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a great, and any future ideas, either email Alan, bring it out to it, because like Alan said, for even that art gallery, if we have somebody in Clara Barton that does it, we can feature them. This is the Clara Barton, somebody from this neighborhood that's doing stuff.
Right.
Like those things, yeah, I mean, those are all, that's why when we get a designer, get the architect, we wanna make it very flexible. Like, what can we do to do whatever we need to in this place? And that's, I think that's really the discussions we're gonna have with them. But yeah, no, great. Thank you, everybody, for your comments. I mean, they're very helpful to us. Anybody else?
I thought Robbie wanted to make his final hurrah.
Well, oh, really,
Please,
There you go. I have to say that, coming to the library when I first started here was a big change for me. I've always been a mechanic or a truck driver, or, so coming into this environment was a big change for me. I had to learn a lot of different things on how to, talk to people. You're not talking to a truck driver, you're talking to staff members, or you talk to patrons. So it was a big change for me, but I adapted, I loved it. I am gonna miss it, because I always liked working maintenance, so I am gonna miss it, and I'm gonna miss people. Because I do I'm a people person, so I still like to talk to people and stuff like that, so I will miss it. But thank you, everybody, I appreciate it. I appreciate the time that I had here. My wife has also retired from the school system after 25 years in Edison. So we both have been in Edison for about, 30 years? So, yeah, so Edison was good to us, and we will be moving to Pennsylvania. We have a house in Pennsylvania we bought. So we will be moving at the end of this month, so we will unfortunately be out of Edison too.
But
But I-
this was always a best library. Best library.
It's our library, yeah. But again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, don't need a closed session, no new business. Library board member comments. Anybody?
One quick thing,
Yes.
actually, ironically, since it was brought up, the environmental commission had some pieces of art that some kids made, and so they may come to you,
Great.
to Alan or to you, Tony, just to
Yeah.
ask if there's a place that they can display it, because I know we had talked about it a few months back too.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Anybody else? Yes.
Do we have pictures of the work in progress at the North Library? What's going on?
I don't generally take it, the architects do.
Yeah.
But I can take some pictures this week when I'm there, because they do, every time they go, they take pictures of everything. So then I know I can always get them from them, but I'll take pictures and then I'll share it with the board.
Just be exciting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, great.
It's empty, it's an empty shell. I mean, seriously.
We were getting somewhere.
It's
so-
an empty-
somewhere.
I wanna see-
It's an empty shell.
Yeah.
So it's an empty shell, and when they pull the carpeting up, you're, Deborah, right? You stick to everything. And you try to find the place where it's least sticky. That's what it's kind of like. And no air conditioning
Yeah.
All right,
and no ceiling.
Anybody else? All right, so, no announcements.
7:50, Joe, is that
We're
better?
gonna adjourn. I'm getting better.
I could answer a bunch of questions, but that's all
I'm getting there. I'm getting there, Joe. I'm getting there. All right, so, can I have a motion to adjourn? Second, everybody? Aye, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.